Hey everyone, it's Greg again. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Unbreakable Spirits, our podcast hoping to inspire and spread hope and smiles and kindness all around the world. It's Memorial Day weekend, beautiful day here in Eastern Pennsylvania, about 74, blue skies, soft breeze, perfect day. It's supposed to be a great day or a great weekend to go down shore. We say shore around here, not shore. And it should be a great weekend. The vendors should do very well down there. They depend on Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day crowds. And it's really cool, just to get away for the weekend, a long weekend, and relax. A lot of traffic, especially today, but it's worth it once you get down there near the cool ocean. Stroll the boardwalk, get some saltwater taffy, some pizza, and you're good to go. And it's really nice because you just think about a couple of years ago where everybody was locked down and couldn't go anywhere, and it's just nice that life is coming back, which includes Memorial Day weekend down the shore. Or if you're home, like we're going to be, just cook out, grill out, hot dogs, hamburgers, steak, chicken, whatever, and watermelon, iced tea, and just chill, relax, de-stress. But it's also important to remember what Memorial Day is all about. And there's three things I like to do every Memorial Day weekend. Number one is visit my dad's grave. My dad was in World War II. He fought in the Battle of Bulge, and he earned a Purple Heart, which I proudly wear for him in honor of him. And I think of my dad not only around Memorial Day, but every day. And I think about all of our brave soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice, and our veterans too, who are still around. There's not that many people, think about it, who were around during World War II or remember World War II. Of course, we can't forget about our vets in the Vietnam War, Gulf Wars. We can't forget. That's the main thing. We just can't forget. We have honor our vets and celebrate them. I always feel funny about Happy Memorial Day. I don't think it's really Happy Memorial Day because yes, we honor our vets and celebrate them, but it's a solemn day too because we reflect on those who aren't around you. So that's one thing I definitely do is try to go up to the cemetery. Number two is watch Steven Spielberg's great movie, Saving Private Ryan, especially the first 20 minutes. Boy, that's really hard to watch. D-Day, storming Normandy Beach. It's so realistic from what I'm told. Think about the soldiers who survived all that. I mean, all that hell going on around it. Once you made it, it had me crazy. The one thing that I've learned was soldiers, no matter what kind of war, they don't like to talk about it. My dad was like that, never really wanted to talk about his experiences in the war, and nobody pushed him to talk about it. But that's the way it was when I was a social worker in nursing homes, and we always honored, celebrated Memorial Day, Veterans Day, or vets, or the residents who are vets, and they never like to talk about being in war either. Who really would? Who does, right? It's a terrible, horrendous thing. But So that's, we really need to not only think about and pray for and uh, honor those who aren't with us anymore, who made the ultimate sacrifice, but especially our vets who are still with us, and make sure they know that they're appreciated, and thank them for what we have, our freedom. And third thing I like to do is not only having barbecues and hot dogs and steaks and just chilling out there. There's a really special song around Memorial Day that I like to listen to. It's called Some Gave All by, I don't know if you remember, Billy Ray Cyrus. Miley Cyrus's dad. He recorded an album in the early 90s called Some Gave All. It's a great album. It includes the song Iggy Breaky Heart, if you remember that. Well, the final song of the album is called Some Gave All, and he wrote it about a friend of his who was in the Vietnam War, and it's really touching. It just is appropriate for anyone, any veteran in any war, and it's true. Some gave all. So those are the three main things that I like to do around Memorial Day. So I haven't been around for a while to talk. I wanted to mention to you, what happened since I saw you guys last. The great Tina Turner passed away. And I just had a few thoughts about Tina Turner. Tina Turner, man, I tell you what a dynamic performer, passion. Yeah, there's one thing I love. I love performers, artists, ball players, anyone who puts passion into their work, whether it be music or arts, in the movies. You could be a social worker. You could be an engineer. You could be a doctor. If you put passion into your work and you really give it all, that's what it's all about. Tina Turner was someone you just couldn't take your eyes off of, When she was on stage, it was more than her dancing, her great legs, more than her raspy voice. The way she looked, she was beautiful, but you just couldn't take your eyes off her because you never knew what she was going to do. She was this explosive, dynamic, passionate performer. And I don't know whether you ever see the movie. Angela Bassett played her in the early 90s in the movie What's Love Got to Do with It, her biopic. And when you read her story or see that movie, what this lady went through, all the domestic abuse with Ike, Ike was something like he was a sicko, not a nice guy. And I think that Tina Turner, suffered that abuse from this guy for so long. And give her the courage, and give her the credit for having the courage to leave him, just to get out, to walk out, say, I don't need this anymore. My life is too important to be used and abused like that. It's just, I give her so many props for just getting out of that situation. And she famously says when she walked out on Ike, she left with only 36 cents. 36 cents. Can you believe that? And she was in Texas and had nowhere to go. And she walked across the highway to get away from their hotel where Ike was sleeping. And she, this guy in another hotel keeper, he put her up for the night. And she worked for many years just to get to where she was, But think about it. Think about how hard that must have been. Just to be on your own and to leave that situation. But she was a great, great performer. And who can ever forget her album Private Dancer, which really brought her, she became even more of a superstar than she was, and I love that album Private Dancer. If you haven't listened to it for a while, please do. One of my favorite albums, one of the best albums of the 80s. It's got a lot of classic songs. What's love got to do with it? Gotta be good to me. Um, so many great songs. My favorite is Show Some Respect. It's a really bouncy song, really rocking. The thing is, Tina Turner could rock. She could do everything. She could do soul, she could do R&B, she could do ballads, but she could really rock. If you listen to some of her stuff she did a duet with Bryan Adams called It's Only Love, and that was great. And I always remember Tina Turner from Live Aid in '85. That was in Philadelphia, and at the old JFK Stadium, where the Wells Fargo Center sits right now. That was where JFK Stadium was. And toward the end of the concert, they did a duet together. The first song was State of Shock, and they segued into It's Only Rock and Roll, but I like it. And it was hot, it was sizzling. It was a hot night. It was in July, but man, they just had that chemistry together, Jagger and Tina Turner, And at the end, they were almost naked on stage there because Mick Jagger tore off his shirt, and Tina Turner was had a little thing on there that she ripped off it. Ooh, ah. So if you ever get a chance to Google that performance, Jagger and Tina Turner together at Live Aid, do it. You'll see how great they look. But anyway, I just wanted to say rest in peace, Tina Turner. Condolences to her family and friends. And I understand she battled an illness for a long, long time. But she was just as courageous toward the end of her life as she was all during life. So she will be missed, but she leaves her music for us to listen to, and more than her music, her example of her inspiration and courage. So, what else do we have going on? Oh, I got to tell you, since I saw you, I was at the dentist. I'd go every couple of months, get my teeth cleaned, and no cavities this time. That's great. And but I was really surprised. I don't know whether this is happening to you guys when you go to the dentist now, but going to the dentist is almost like a trip to the spa anymore. I was really, really surprised. This time I went, and my hygienist says, I get in a chair, and she says, okay, Greg, do you want me to put the heater on? I'm like, heater? Nah, not thanks, not thanks. And it was very comfortable. And she said, do you want me to put the vibration on in the chair? And I'm like, whoo. I said, no, thanks. And I'm thinking, what the hell? What the hell? Either this is new or they never told me they had it and stuff. And of course, when I'm laying back and she's, cleaning my teeth, I'm looking up and there's this big screen TV on the ceiling, and it's just so different, than when I was a kid going to the dentist. First of all, they make it, maybe it's just my dentist, but they make it so comfortable for you, that you're there laying, and they have all this, the TV going, and they have all these other things that you could get into, and it's like, wow, it's take your mind off of stuff, I guess, but make you as relaxed and as comfortable as you could be. But I was thinking, wow, what a difference, compared to when I was a kid. It's like, wham, bam, you're out. Let's pull the teeth, like get a pair of pliers. That's it. Nowadays, it's like you're going to the freaking sauna or something, to the spa, and you're just laying back there. Okay, after you're done, maybe about teeth, maybe you can give me a nice. No, I don't know. But anyway, it's just so different, isn't it? Compared to what it used to be. So that's why I don't understand. So, what else happened? Oh, well, I was at the ball game the other day and got to see the Phillies. It was an afternoon game. They played those pesky Arizona Diamondbacks. And good little team Arizona is. I wouldn't be surprised if they make playoffs this year out west. I don't know if they're going to beat the Dodgers for the West division title, but good little team. But it was so much fun because Phillies were losing the whole game, 5-0. There at the end, 5-3, 2 outs in the ninth inning, nobody on base. You get a guy on, Bryson Stott, who's a good little player. Gets a base hit. And then Trey Turner hasn't been doing that well this year. Made up so much money. It's a 2-run homer and ties the game. Phillies winning in the 10th. And it was actually the first time in 10 years, can you believe this? That the Phillies won a game that they were down by as many as 2 runs, bottom of the ninth inning, 2 outs, 2 strikes, nobody on base. First time the Phillies won a game in that situation in over a decade. And the manager said it's one of our best wins in several years. So we were just lucky enough to be there. So it's cool. You got a hot dog, chill out for the afternoon, a couple hours. The game flies by now with the new rules, the pitch clock and everything, So it's not this big 4-hour deal, that I love baseball, so it's not a big deal to me, but it does speed the game up to new rules. So, but again, it was a lot of fun, and it's another example of doing stuff now like we used to do before. Going to the ball game, we used to take it for granted sometimes, not anymore. Since the pandemic and when they actually had cardboard fans in the stands, well, we couldn't go to the games. They had a crowd of 41,000 the other afternoon down there. It's just so good to be able to go to the game. So can't wait to go to more. I have tickets to 7 more games coming up. So hopefully the Phils will continue to play well. Oh, this is funny. One of the final things I want to talk about. This happened the other day. I don't know if you guys have such phrases. Well, let me set the scenario first of all, okay? Let's say your wife or your husband is on the dog. And they've been doing pretty good with it, not cheating, not eating what they're supposed to, not eating sweets or anything like that, and probably sticking to the diet. And you're going by the kitchen and you look in the kitchen very silently, and there you find your significant other snatching a cookie out of the cookie jar. Well, what would you say? Well, to me, I've heard 3 things in my life in that situation. It's either 1, hey, 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 or it could be 2, uh-huh, uh-huh, or it could be 3, which just came up the other day. Ah, ah, ah. Now, this business, from what I understand, you have to do, if you want to use it, you can't do more than 3. 3 is probably a good number. You can't, if you do 4 or 5, it's overkill. You can't do that. If you do less than 3, it doesn't serve the purpose. So 3 is the ideal number, and you have to do it very crisply and sharply. So try it with me. 'Or and there you go. This could pertain in any situation. Let's say your kid is supposed to be doing homework and you're walking by the room and you see that the kid is on the phone, playing with his phone now instead of doing homework. Well, that's when you can go in and you can do the with the finger. Of course, you could combine things too. You could do, hey, or you could go for the trifecta, and you could do all three of them together, right? Hey, although I think that's a little overkill itself too. I think if you stick to one phrase, you get the point across, but it's got to be very sharp and crisp and to the point. Well, it certainly got my attention. And it works with animals too. Let's say you have a puppy, and God forbid, the worst thing to be in the world is abuse to an animal or a little kid. That's like the lowest of the low. I don't get mad very often. I think of myself as a pretty easygoing guy. But if anything pisses me off, it's abuse an animal. I know because my friend Bud, who isn't in the room right now, was abused in Alabama, and we hooked up in a shelter. I adopted him. Long story short, so I hate that. But if you want to issue a little discipline, let's say the dog is in the living room and maybe he's taking a poop or peeing, whatever, and you're trying to train the puppy. Well, you could always say, you see the dog squatting down, and that gets the dog's attention, and no fuss, no muss, right? Stops the dog, hopefully in its tracks or whatever it's doing, and get the dog's attention so you can move on, take the dog to the outside of the piece you got. So that works with humans, it works with pets, I don't think it's going to work with a goldfish or something like that, but it's worth a try. So good luck with that. If you don't use your hey for your try to and let me know if that works for you. Well, it's been nice being with you again. Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable Spirits. I hope we shared some smiles today, some hope, and some inspiration. And I can't wait. I have an editor looking at a book I've been working on. I think I told you guys before, my friend Chuck wrote a ghost story, but before he died, he had a brave battle with pancreatic cancer. He passed away it's going to be 2 years in July. And his widow found this manuscript he was working on. And for years. Chuck was a perfectionist and he did everything longhand. So it took him a lot of time. Well, turns out she gave me the manuscript. Make a long story short, I read it. I thought it was brilliant. I said, we got to do something about this. We can't just put it back in the drawer. I forget about it. So I cleaned it up a little bit, translated it from the pen and paper into Word. And it's been with an editor now for what, 4 or 5 months. And we'll try to make it perfect so that we can show the world that Chuck did. And I'm really thrilled and excited and proud to be a part of his story, to honor him. So hopefully in the not too distant future, it'll be out, and I'll let you guys know what it's called and how to get it. It's a mind-boggling ghost story. It's just it's a lot of fun, but it's not too gory. It's not really way out there. It's scary. That's what a ghost story is supposed to be, but I think it's pretty cool. So I can't wait to get it back. I'm supposed to be getting it back by the end of May, and pretty soon we'll be wrapping up edits, and then I'll be looking for an agent and a publisher, and hopefully we can get it out there for the world to see. So I'm excited about that. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's not my dogs, that's the neighbor's dogs. But I gotta go anyway. I gotta check in on Bud and Katie and see how they're doing. So I will tell them you said hello. You guys have a nice Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy whatever you're doing. And please don't forget our veterans and our brave soldiers who went before us. So please don't forget. Always remember. So I'll talk to you guys soon again. Hopefully over the weekend I'll have another sports wrap up. A lot of sports going on. Phillies, the NBA playoffs, the Eagles. So we'll talk sports soon. All right, everybody. Thanks again for joining. And tuning in. We'll see you soon. Bye.